of Gwanan or Fun and Tough. This is a chapter when the kids take over. So I had an idea for those young people taking exams at the moment to prove a point to yourselves and to the adults around you. So here's what you do instead of what the exam is telling you to do. Go to the exam. Let's say it's a maths exam and they set you a complex maths equation to answer. Instead of answering it, tell them how you would answer it if it was important. So that, so you've assessed the importance of you answering that question, and you've decided that it's merely a hypothetical situation. Therefore, you can answer hypothetically, and you say, I would take these steps. Step 1, I would learn, I'd look at the units. Step 2, I'd look at the logic behind it. 3, I'd look at pull in all the equations, see which ones are appropriate. 4, I would add in the appropriate data that's come from the real world. 5, I would find an answer. 6, I would do something useful with that information. And that's it. You've answered the question. You've proven that you know how to answer that question if it was important. And take every single question in exactly that way. You're just demonstrating that you've learned how to answer the question, not that you can answer it. And then you've taken the pressure off, because if they then say, okay, clever clogs, answer that question, you say, okay, I'll go. And you go away, and in your own time, you answer the question following the steps that you set yourself, demonstrating, well, I said here, I'd look for some equations, here are those equations, yeah? And demonstrate the steps that you've made, demonstrating that you're smarter than they are. And you are smarter than they are. You have the world, the Library of Alexandria at your fingertips. And that I want you to get your phones out and answer questions based on information that you find. But I want you to give your critical thinking skills to any piece of information you find. So, for example, an English question. Please write an essay about symbolism in the go-between. And you could then do that, spend your time trawling through about writing an essay that's been written a million times, or you could say, this is what I would do. I would search the text. I would search for all the symbols. I'm looking for particularly referencing the opening paragraph. Yeah, there's one reference back to the book, and then you can link everything into that tiny detail explaining what you would do if you wrote that essay. And so you've proven you can do it if you could be bothered. But you can't be bothered because there's no point. No one's going to read it. No one cares. This is the point. It's hopeless, isn't it? So if you do the way I'm telling you to, I care. And I'd love to see those answers. And the way I'd like to see them is that you do videos and explain. This is the question. This is how I answered it. Aren't I clever? I'm smart, aren't I? And I'd look at it and go, yes, you are. You've proven it to yourself. Now stop boasting about it. Yeah. Now you've proven it to yourself, and just use the fact that you know you're smart, you've proved it to yourself, and bring the same critical thinking skills to the rest of your life. And you've made such a clear statement to the adults that you're cleverer than they are. And you're saying that exams don't matter, and they don't. It's what you learn that's important, and you've proved that. Yeah. So it's just an idea. Or soldiers of silence. Yeah. The accused of Tristan is a weapon of war. Use it, my subjects, my soldiers, and take over this country. As soon as you accept me as your king, just carry on with your day as normal. Know that you can ignore all instructions from uniformed authority particularly, but any authority that you find conflicting with my morality, don't follow it. And you have absolute constitutional duty to not follow it, providing you are behaving with excellence at all times, and that you're training yourself to understand that and improve in excellence. And you'll fail, there'll be problems, and you'll see where you failed, learn the lesson, pick up, but always try to aim for excellence. It's an unreachable target. Perfection is unreachable, but it's still your destination. So there you go, that's the subject. Just change your allegiance to me as your king, the standard, the peace bringer of Wales, Great Britain, and get our dragon on our flag for future, so that when we stand under the country of Great Britain flag, we'll feel we're the very centre of our country, which we are when you look at Great Britain in a whole new light. Welcome to the future, my children. Take this moment, it is yours. I am yours, I'm your king. Use me as you will. Love rules. Do the work. Show me how smart you are.